strange.
Well, strange, yes, but it fit what we knew about Frank and whatnot. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Visually Stunning Movie Podcast. I'm Mark. That's Ryan. Hi, Ryan.
Hello.
Bit of a divisive film to talk about today. From Warner Brothers and writer-director Maggie Gyllenhaal. The Bride, as in The Bride of Frankenstein. Jessie, Buckley, Christian Bale.
Yes,
that's a good set. That's a nice set of pieces.
Yeah.
Let me read the synopsis here. In 1930s Chicago, there you go. Frankenstein asked Dr. Euphronius to help create a companion. They give life to a murdered woman as the bride, sparking romance, police interest, and radical social change. It actually does all of those things. Okay, look, we don't like to watch trailers. I think we were unable to avoid a trailer for this.
Yes.
But if I had just gone into this saying Maggie Gyllenhaal with Jessie Buckley and Christian Bale and a Bride of Frankenstein movie, I'm on the right side of intrigued.
Yeah.
Then fortunately we saw the trailer. And the trailer made me, I said, what is this going to be, like some Baz Luhrmann-esque Bride of Frankenstein 30s gangster movie?
Yeah.
You know, what's some famous ones?
Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde. There you go. That's what I couldn't think of. But yeah, so it's like, that is kind of what we get.
Sort of.
It's kind of a musical.
Sort of. Moments. Yeah.
Right. Because Frank is obsessed with Ronnie Reed, a song and dance man played by Jake Gyllenhaal in the cinemas. There's a lot to unpack here in The Bride, starting with Maggie's narrative framing. This is not Frankenstein shows up and wants a bride and a lady scientist played by Annette Bening, Dr. Euphronius, who has had much success that she has published with rats and cats and whatnot, to reinvigorate them. That's not all this is. No. She for some reason introduces this with the disembodied ghost spirit soul of Mary Shelley. Yes. Who is an active participant in this story.
Yes, possession.
Did we need that to accomplish any of those other things that romance, police interest, and radical social change?
I don't know. I mean, there is an interesting bend on it in the sense that it's putting forth the idea of, the Frankenstein I wrote was not the Frankenstein I intended. It's the Frankenstein I had to write due to social restraint or however. I don't know that it's necessary. I don't know that it's not interesting. I also don't know if it helps the film.
I don't think it does. Let me just get that out there right now.
Because she's sort of, pops up throughout, kind of a reminder of why is this character so crazy, and it's because she's being possessed.
Excuse me.
I don't know if it was necessary or not, but it's there. So you kind of have to. But it's there. And I don't even know. You could also have framed it where she's only at the beginning and only at the end. They don't do that. She's kind of there, not throughout, but here and there.
Yep.
There were a lot of decisions made in this film that I think you could point at and say, does that actually work, or why didn't we get more of that? Or you kind of mentioned the musical aspect, and one of my favorite scenes is a party that turns into a dance.
Mm-hmm.
I actually really found that scene to be the most enjoyable of the film. Strange,
Well,
but
it was, yeah, strange, yes, but it fit what we
yeah,
knew about Frank and whatnot. So
yeah.
it was, yeah, and so yeah, it was weird, but it oddly wasn't out of place.
No, and I think I wanted more of that sort of thing, which ironically would push it probably closer to a Baz Luhrmann film than what
Right.
we got. Because this isn't a very there were a few things here and there that would be Baz Luhrmann, but in general, it doesn't really feel like that film. Um,
No.
I'm yeah. There's a part of me that thinks that it just wasn't weird enough, or in the places where it was weird, they were the wrong places.
This goes back to a previous or several previous films that we've talked about. Maggie Gyllenhaal wrote and directed, so she adapted Mary Shelley's life and Frankenstein to make this, and then directed. And again, I'm like, man, very few people can pull that off because it's in your head and it makes sense. Every writer knows that. Every writer knows that. That's why we have beta readers. That's why we put out, that's why we have editors. It's because just because it makes sense in your head doesn't mean it makes sense or works outside your head.
Yeah.
Again, if Mary Shelley's not involved in this at all in this movie, then this just becomes like some weird, quirky, I can see it being a midnight movie kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it does vacillate between, some shootout type of stuff and then weird dance numbers with Frankenstein.
Yeah, and I don't think for me. So she, part of the film is the bride becomes this rallying point for feminism.
Again, makes sense within the bounds of the movie.
It does.
Not complaining about that at all.
No. But I don't, arguably. So let's say the Joker film.
Right.
You get while to a certain extent why everyone rallies around him. You may think it's ridiculous or not intelligent or the bad decision, but you kind of get why people really kind of rise and want to follow in his footsteps. And I didn't get enough of that in this.
Well, that's a trope that's used. I mean, Emilio Estevez did that in his first film, Wisdom.
Yeah.
When he modernized the Robin Hood thing. So, people will identify with kind of the outcast bad boy, but are they bad? The people that are trying to buck the system kind of thing. So again, I don't think that's a bad thematic choice.
No, I don't think it was a bad thematic choice. I just don't know that I've really. I guess I think maybe part of the problem is I never felt like I was inside the movie. I was very much a spectator, and didn't connect with it in ways that I thought I might.
Right.
The humanity element of Frankenstein's monster not wanting to be alone, and that's The Bride of Frankenstein's a great film. I love that film. And there are elements of that film in this, and not that they needed to remake that film. It's already been made. So I do appreciate that they were trying to do something different and new. Right. And maybe that's how I feel about the film in general, is I appreciate they were trying to do something different and new. I just don't know that it all came together.
Yeah. And one of the other things I noticed that, for this, it's being billed as this uber feminist movie. They spend an inordinate amount of time on Frank's feelings.
Yeah, I think I think that, and not that you can't. I guess it depends on what you're thinking when you say feminist film. Does that mean it's all about women's rights, or is it, it's, it is the bride's film to a certain extent, but that doesn't mean it's not also, Frankenstein's monsters film. It's very much his film as well. So I mean, yes, they're feminist themes, but I don't think that it's, I don't think it's, some people would interpret feminist to mean, it's a demeaning of men, and it's not really that. I mean, there are men in the film that do terrible things, but that's not really unusual. There's the whole, I guess, why is she so angry? And does that anger come from Mary Shelley? Or does that anger come from the situation that she has been put in, that we learn about a little
Right.
later in the film? Where does the anger come from? Where does, I guess maybe the question is if we don't have the Mary Shelley aspect of this, it's a little more clear about where the anger comes from, at least
Yeah.
eventually. But when you have Mary Shelley possessing, is it her anger? Is it a combination of the two? We don't really know about why this individual would be angry. And it's very early on. One of the first scenes we get is Mary Shelley taking over the bride, and her acting in a way that gets her, in trouble.
Yep.
And is it better if that is her own free will than being possessed by some, I don't know. It reads differently, I'm sure. Yeah, I just, I can't point to one specific thing for me that kept this film from being great. But it could have been great.
Yes.
And it may actually be great if you recut it, or if you, did another pass over the script, or, because the performances are great.
Oh yeah.
There are certainly moments that are great. I think it just comes down to, when looking at it as a whole, it doesn't quite get to a place where I think that I can genuinely say that I really like the film. I think I kind of left a little bewildered.
Yeah, it's remember when we watched Mother?
Yeah.
And I said I think I like the film, but I can't tell you why.
Yeah.
This one is like I don't know if I think I like this film as much as I think I liked Mother.
Yeah.
And I still can't tell you why I'm on the right side of like on this.
Yeah, and
I am not way far on the right.
Yeah.
Like, but I definitely more than dislike.
Yeah, I just think, I think I'm there too. I just think that there's that part of you that says, well, that's kind of a wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
It just feels like it should have been, better.
100%.
And I think that's a lot of the reaction. Well, I'm sure there are people who are reacting simply because it's being promoted as a feminist film, that they automatically just knock it down 5 points.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't think I didn't like the film, but I do think I was disappointed.
Yeah,
and I think there are flashes. There are those moments that just are like, oh, that's a great scene.
Yeah,
that worked really, really well. Yeah, I don't know.
I the scene where she wakes up and he's sleeping on the floor.
Yeah,
that is a wonderful 10-second scene.
Yeah,
I actually love the hell out of that, because it's so perfect in that moment that's what happens.
And, and
it's like, oh, damn it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the, there are those moments throughout the film. So I don't know, maybe it's in the editing process. Maybe it does go back to the original script. It's hard to say. you know, I guess you could probably sit down with the film and break down everything and figure out what
Yeah.
works and what doesn't work. And yeah, but it'd take a while.
Yeah, it
uh,
would. There'd be a lot of diagramming going on there.
yeah.
It's 2 hours and 6 minutes,
Yes.
and doesn't need to be.
No, it did feel a little long.
There's a tighter cut in here somewhere, and that again, it's disappointing.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity. That's
and again, our disappointment comes from that sense that it could have been great.
Yeah,
not in that, oh, that's not a good film.
It's not. Yeah, it's not like you look at it and this is just like bad from beginning to end.
No, I think
it's not. It's like
it has a lot of promise in it, and
yeah,
and I kind of enjoy the 1930s aesthetic and whatnot. Particularly when it comes to kind of the retro science elements.
Yeah.
There are things definitely to be enjoyed in this. But I just wanted it to be a little more. Just give me a little more of the good stuff.
Yep. I hear you 100%. So sadly, that's where we're left with Maggie Gyllenhaal, which is kind of sad because this is her second feature. Her previous feature, The Lost Daughter. Great critical reception, really good film. And this one is not it. I don't know if she wrote that one or not. I actually would have to look. I think she might have adapted a book on that one. I could be wrong. Director. Doink, doink. There you are. Nope, she co-wrote that. Did she adapt a book? No, she wrote it with a writer. So she didn't just adapt. She had another, again, there was that outside voice.
Yeah.
That third player at the table. The script, you and somebody else to tell you that you're not playing together well. Sadly. So no, we are not by any stretch of the imagination or in line with a bunch of other idiots on social media. We are not trashing The Bride.
No.
At all.
No, really some nice work, cinematography, art design. There's a lot of things that I really do like about the film.
Yeah. Production design.
Yeah.
What's really funny is that if this had been released in October or November, people would be talking about it for awards for stuff like that. But I think by the end of this year, they're not going to be.
Yeah.
So that's the sad thing. It got dropped in March. It's like timing is a lot of things, and they didn't screen it for us.
Yeah. I don't know that Warner Brothers has any faith in it. And I do think they should have at least more faith than what they've put forward on it.
Yeah. Sadly. So there you go. That is The Bride. Warner Brothers, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Jessie Buckley, always wonderful to watch her, and Christian Bale. Again, they gave him a role he could just go nuts with.
Yeah.
And not in a Nicolas Cage way.
No.
But he does. So that's great. In theaters now. Apparently you can see it in IMAX.
Yes, you can.
So I did not. I saw it on the mega screen at my local Larry H. Miller Megaplex. And I watched that Wednesday. No, I did. I watched that Wednesday. I went home early from work and I watched it at like 1:00, and there were like 3 other people in the theater, including a couple sitting behind me. And I asked them if they knew what it was about. They're like, no, it's our anniversary. And we just wanted to come to the movies. And this was one of the ones that were like, so I was like, oh, okay then. So I hope they thought afterwards, and I go, was it thumbs up, thumbs down? And they gave me the waffle hand. So I was like, yeah, that's about right. So it's the waffle hand. It's not bad. It's not one of those either. So, go check it out if you're interested in seeing something different. It's definitely different than most of the stuff that Hollywood is giving us right now. And if it tanks, which it apparently is, we will get less of, which is sad because then we'll get Smurfs 12,
Which is actually far worse than this.
Yeah, which would be far worse than this. So we'll get movies like that instead of something that tries to do something good. Don't forget to like us, follow us on social media. Go to the website vsmoviepodcast.com, where you get links to all of our stuff. If you're watching this on YouTube, click subscribe. That would be great as well. And let us know what we're thinking, or let us know what you're thinking about what we're thinking, whether we are full of crap or not. There you go. Till we talk again, be good, stay safe, go see a good movie in theaters. I'm Mark. That's Ryan. Bye, Ryan.
See you guys.
And we'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.